What is up? My name is Douglas Nyback. This is DNA, which stands for Douglas Nyback Acting, which makes sense because this is the place you go on YouTube to get actionable, practical acting advice from an acting coach, me, who is working with 20 plus clients per week, as well as working on set as an actor, as a producer. I'm brought on to be an on-set acting coach. I'm bringing practical advice from multifaceted angles within this industry, and I think that's super useful to you. Without further ado, I'm gonna give you 3 ways to make casting directors root for you, be on your side. This is something that actors, we never say the quiet part out loud, but we're looking for this kind of approval. And listen, there's ways to get it. It's just that actors don't have a comprehensive understanding of what the casting process is, so they make the cardinal mistake of going in trying to be liked or trying to prove that they're a good actor. And that is fundamentally the wrong mindset to bring into the casting process. Fundamentally, actors tend to not understand what the casting process is. So we want them to like us, obviously we do, but we don't actually understand the ways in which we can make them like us, which, you know, that makes sense. The whole process of casting is this nebulous thing that is not consciously, but gatekept by the industry. The general rule of thumb with actors is like the mushroom rule. Feed them to keep them in the dark. We get locked in the job that we do on here. So I'm here to demystify some stuff and to hopefully give you some actionable, practical stuff that's gonna get you into the minds of casting. Number 1, don't be desperate. Every podcast that I've ever listened to with an interview that's in depth with a successful actor says the exact same thing, which is the moment I stopped caring was the moment I stopped booking all the jobs. It's like, was it? So I think this is objectively bad advice, but I also think that there are kernels of or threads of really useful mindset within the concept of it. But the answer is not stop caring. That's ridiculous. It's the kind of shit you only say after you've cashed your first $1 million check as an actor. It's easy to not care when you know where your rent is coming from. But I will say, and this is spicy, actors are generally attention seeking. Seems crazy, right? I'm an actor, I'm attention seeking. I'm literally like going to set later today, and you know what I'm doing with my time? I'm standing in front of a camera seeking your attention. This is who we are fundamentally. It's the mindset that goes into creating the type of personality that's like, man, all the cameras and lights and everything and the sound and all the people's attention and millions of people across the planet, they're gonna be looking at me. I want that. So we are attention seeking. The problem is that often comes with a mentality of people pleasing. So actors are going into auditions trying to please casting, trying to be perceived as nice or likable or kind or good at it, or I want to give you everything that I possibly can, but also like I don't want to offend you in any way. And there is a desperation that comes from that. It's not the desperation of wanting to get the job. You have to be desperate to do this job. There are so many rejections that you are going to face. You are going to experience more failures in a week than most people will experience in a year of their life. And there are 52 weeks in a year. You need to be desperate. Desperation is important, but the type of desperation needs to be defined. We want to turn off the desperation to be liked, the desperation to be pleasing, the desperation for, let's face it, validation. Because, listen, before I had spent time on set and booking the things that I wanted to be booking and accomplishing the things that I wanted to accomplish, I was desperately seeking the validation of those things because I thought that they were going to make me a whole person. And then I accomplished all those things, and don't get me wrong, I got a bunch of goals that I haven't accomplished yet. There's lots of things I haven't done, but I've done a lot of stuff. If like 17-year-old me was told that by 40 you're going to have the career that you have, he'd be like, cool, we're on TV. That's great. But every time I've achieved those things, it didn't fill the validation bucket. It's not until I got into therapy at 34 and started to figure out like why that hole existed in me in the first place that I started to actually be able to fill it, and filling it has had nothing to do with acting. So desperately seeking validation is the desperation that I'm saying here is toxic. So we want to mitigate that By putting our desperation towards the desperation to achieve, to succeed, to get better, to better ourselves, to strengthen who we are, to strengthen our ability to do this job, to strengthen our ability to create the homework that builds the performances that goes into the room so that you can say, you know what, this is my work and I'm excited to show it to you. That level of desperation, super useful. The desperation of validation, throw it in the garbage. If you don't know how to throw it in the garbage, 1, comment, I can help. 2, therapy really helps, really freaking helps. Cool? Great. This leads us to number 2, be reliable over time. Casting directors are not gatekeepers. They are risk managers for creatives and production. They vie for jobs in the same ways that we do. There are boatloads of casting directors. There are boatloads of people who want to get into casting. They are a highly competitive group of people, and there's a limited number of productions. Those productions cast nets to different casting directors. They bid for jobs. They create pitches. They pitch for jobs in the same way that we are constantly pitching ourselves to those casting directors to get the jobs that they offer. So understanding that we represent, as artists, risk. They have practical problems that they need to solve. These characters in this story need to do these things. I need to bring in actors who are going to showcase that they can actually do those things so that production, 1, has their problems solved, right? They need actors to be really good at the things that they wrote, but also the casting directors need you to be excellent so that the producers see that they bring in excellent actors that solve their problems and mitigate their risks. Anytime you put a creative into a production is a business endeavor, and you inject creatives into that, you are literally injecting chaos into structure. This is why casting you is a risk. Casting anybody is a risk. Don't believe me? Ask all the people that got sent frickin' dead rats by Jared Leto filming Suicide Squad of all the frickin' movies. That is a risk and has created problems for that actor. Don't believe me? Like, did you watch Tron Legacy? I don't think you did. Nobody did, right? So casting is a relationship that you build over time. You don't just get one audition and book it. Sometimes you do, Yahtzee if that happens to you. What you do is you get one audition and you prove to casting, hey, I can do this, I got you. I'm gonna make you look good. Then they're gonna bring you in again and you make them look good and again and again and again. And then what ends up happening is they trust you and they bring you in for bigger and bigger roles. And the producers and the creatives that they're working with, they start to really notice you and eventually the right thing will fit. But you have become a tool that helps them mitigate the risk of casting you. And this is a way that I never used to look at casting until I started producing projects. And then I realized, oh, I bring some actors in and they make my days worse, and I bring other actors in and they make my days better. And the thing that I am doing is I'm hedging my bets. I'm gambling with personalities and chaos. And the casting directors who I have worked with who are the best, they mitigate that risk from me. So be an actor who mitigates risk for the casting director. When you get out of an audition, don't ask the question, did they like me? Did I do well? Ask the question, understanding that casting me is a risk, did I reduce, for that casting director, the risk of casting me? Did I make myself a safer bet? Yes or no? Guarantee you, if you make yourself a safe bet, casting is gonna root for you. That leads us to number 3, solve the problems of the story. Every script has a U-shaped hole in it. You either fill it or you don't. If you don't fill it, you're not gonna book it. Casting directors aren't looking to have somebody come in that's like really good at acting. That's not a question that anybody asks about you. If you're getting the audition, it's because your agent has been like, hey, this person's really good at acting. Don't believe me? Here's their demo reel, or here's some scenes that they did. Then casting is gonna bring you in. They believe you can act. The only person who believes that you can't act is yourself. So that's not a question that is a consideration in the casting process. The only thing that is a consideration in the casting process is that they have a problem. They've created a fictional character and they need a real person who can do that thing. Either fulfill the role, like sometimes it can be a really big role that's complex and nuanced. Other times it's like you're a pizza delivery person. Can you or can you not deliver that pizza? So what do you need to do? You need to be able to identify what the shape of the hole is. This is where actors get caught up. And listen, I've made longer videos about this. I'm not going to get too into the weeds on like how to do this next thing. You can check out my Foundations program, which is on my website, or the links are in the doobly-doo, where I teach this stuff extensively, and there's other videos on this channel that are going to teach this. But actors fundamentally start interpreting material from the second that they read it. What do I mean by that? You get your sides, and before you've even read it fully, you're like making decisions about who your character is and how they behave. But you haven't even read the whole script yet. But you're rehearsing behavior. This is interpretation. It's not investigation. You have to investigate before you interpret. Actors go in with auditions that they built from an interpretive standpoint. This is my interpretation of the character. This is my idea of the character. That. Who cares? The idea that you need to consciously create your interpretation of the character is ridiculous. There is only one you. You are a unique instrument. Play the notes and you will play them in a way that is unique to you. It's asinine to think otherwise. Like, what a waste of bandwidth. What you have to do is accept that my interpretation of this will be unique. My job is to figure out what this is. Do the non-negotiable story points of the audition. Trust that it will happen in a way that's unique to you. That goes into text analysis, it goes into how to read a script, it goes into performance requirements of genre, it goes into all sorts of stuff, understanding act structure, understanding how to break down scenes. This is a longer conversation, and text analysis is one of my favorite things in the world. The analogy here that I would use is that the casting director is like, hey, I really need a chicken sandwich. And the actor's like, well, come on in, I got a really, really great burger for you. And it's like, the casting director eats the burger, and they're like, and the actor's like, well, did you like my burger? Oh, was it a good burger? And the casting director is like, yeah, it was a great burger. Great burger. It's one of the best burgers I've ever had. You can really make this shit out of a burger. Ordered a chicken sandwich though. So, great burger, bad sandwich. Not what they ordered. So many actors go in being like, this is what I made, this is what I made, this is what I made. Cool, great, that was good, nice, great. It's not what's on the page, and that's what we're casting. So get rid of the mindset of, I'm trying to be good, and get good at identifying the problem they have and solving it. And I guarantee you, casting is gonna root for you. I hope that this solved some problems for you and created interesting questions and branches for you to pull threads and become more excited about the acting process, because that's what we're here for. So if you did find this helpful, please like and subscribe, comment. Building this community is super important to me. Helping actors in this world is so important to me. And in the meantime, go live your life. Go audition and be super friggin' good at acting. I appreciate you very much. Follow us across our socials at @DNIBACACT. I really do appreciate your time. You got a limited number of minutes in your life and you just spent a bunch of them with me. That's really cool. It's really cool. Okay, go be people.